Hey everybody, Prepper for the Ages coming at you from my bug out location. I wanted to talk a little bit, I usually don't do these things, but I want to talk a little bit about resources, text resources about bugging out and prepping and whatnot. And I had gotten this, it's called Durable Trades. It's probably backwards in the camera, but it's Durable Trades. It's by Rory Groves. I had gotten this because the Urban Prepper had not only done a review on it, he had invited the author to come on the show, and there was rave reviews and whatnot, so I got it. I usually just stick to the basics, but I got this one and I read through it, and as an anthropologist, I can tell you this is fiction. This is definitely fiction, and I'm so sorry. Um, the um, the premise is that the family-centered economies that have stood the test of time, and this is the number one economy, the one trade that is stood the test of time is shepherding, and the major problems I have with these is that he just redefines and guesses what these words mean, like shepherding and blacksmithing and farming, and he redefines them, or maybe he doesn't know what the real definitions are. He defines farming as only vegetables, only plowing the soil, and nothing having to do with livestock, nothing having to do with anything else. And the number one durable trade is shepherding. I can tell you as an anthropologist, and I spent years in Europe when I was growing up. Number one durable trade is shepherding. He's defining shepherding as like you have the barn and you have the fencing and you have the grain and the buying the hay. I'm like, no, that's not shepherding. Often a shepherd does not own the sheep. What shepherds typically did was, when the mountains thawed enough so that there was grass and legumes and things up in the mountains, they would go up with probably a herding dog and a herding stick, and food, like they would take a blanket and put food in it and go and herd the sheep and stuff up into the pastures and stay with them all summer long. They wouldn't they wouldn't buy grain, they wouldn't have fences, and they wouldn't do a lot of stuff that this guy says, oh yeah, this is, you there was no grain, there was no hay. What there was in that time was, you went up and you had a dog, and that's how you fattened your sheep, took care of your sheep, and any herding animal. You would go up with them and you would stay up there until it got cold, until the end of the summer, in which you brought them down again, and you did what you needed to do, whether it was process or put them in the winter pastures for the winter, and hopefully you will have, grown enough on your farm, grown enough hay and whatnot, and wheat and barley or whatever you're going to feed your winter herd with, and you were gonna just use that. But usually a shepherd was the poorest of the poor. They didn't have any money. That's why they went up into the hills, went up into the mountains, and stayed there with the sheep, and whatever they could forage for themselves and whatnot. But that was not a durable trade, which would yield a lot of money. So that's just an example of one of the things. And what I also don't like is when there's something that he can't explain with science or reasoning, he goes, because God or Jesus or whatever his religion is. And, I understand people have their religions and whatnot, but depending on your religion for survival, or trying to give anybody advice based on because God, it's kind of sketchy. So, I'm sorry, Rory. Your book is a thumbs down. Maybe some research. I know that you put a lot of time writing it, and it's good to write a book. It's good to have a goal, but maybe that was the goal, just writing a book with your beliefs. And I applaud you for that. But if anybody wants to read this, this is, Prepper for the Ages says this is fiction, and it should be taken as such. Alright, okay, sorry about the video, sorry about the Debbie Downer. I hope to have more, more positive videos in the future. Alright, Prepper for the Ages signing out for now.